Welcome to One for the Table. I am your host with the most, Kimchi.
And I am John Kung.
So, John.
Yes, Kim.
Why do you look so out of breath and tired already?
Am I not? I'm not out of breath and tired. I'm totally fine. Well, I did just run up and down the stairs so I could get this iced coffee.
Oh, iced coffee?
Mm-hmm.
You were drinking iced coffee?
Well, we didn't have time enough for me to make an actual cup of coffee, so I have emergency iced coffee in my fridge for like when I just really need energy.
Times are changing because I'm drinking hot coffee right now and you're drinking iced coffee.
Oh my gosh. What's the weather like in LA right now that you're drinking hot coffee?
Pretty chilly today. It's cloudy out. Yeah.
It's like 50. It's 64 degrees in Michigan right now.
Let's see. In LA, it is. When you have like so many apps, like it takes you so long to find that one app that you haven't used in a while. 67 degrees.
That is such an LA thing to say, where it's just like, we don't know what the weather is. We just know it's just always 70 degrees because it's LA. We don't look at the apps.
Sometimes it goes down to 55 at night.
Meanwhile, in Michigan, it's like these next 10 minutes is going to be 64 degrees and raining, but then the next 10 we're going to be like 0 and snowing. And it's July.
And then randomly it's going to be like 80 degrees and like humid.
Oof. Yeah. But humidity keeps you young, which is good.
Yeah, humidity also keeps you miserable.
No, it doesn't. I actually like it. I grew up in Hong Kong, so I actually like a little bit of moisture. I like the fact that jeans never feel fully dry.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's so gross.
Like when I was in Asia in the summertime, oh my God, I literally felt like I was like underwater the entire time.
Oh God.
And then even in a hotel room, which is like nicely air conditioned, I would lay in the bed and be like, everything feels moist. Like including the walls.
Just everything is damp, especially if you have like the air conditioning on and like everything is all condensed. Like the condensation is ridiculous. The worst part about it is nobody has a dryer in Hong Kong because they have no space. So they only have washing machines and they hang dry all the clothes. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Your clothes aren't going to be dry when you're hanging them out in like 90% humidity. That's why like people smell musty in Hong Kong. It's not our fault. We're just all just a tiny.
You just call Hong Kong people musty.
I said we. We are. We're all a little musty because we're all just a tiny bit wet.
All Hong Kong people. Because I went to Hong Kong and I thought they smelled great. Is this the part where we talk about your self-loading and your trauma
putting me under the bus? No. Anyway, this is
let it be known that the
podcast
thing is Hong Kong people are musty.
I think everyone's just a little bit too damp over there because we hang dry all our clothes, and the humidity do be high. Unless we're inside and it's air conditioning and it's freezing.
Humidity also sucks for drag queens because the humidity kills like the hairspray in the wig, so then your wig like feels damp and like the teasers feel sticky, like the hairspray in it. I know that's like really specific, and it's something like if you're not a drag queen, you're not going to relate to it.
Messes up your Aquanet.
Yeah.
I guess it would help that it's like, does it make any difference if the hair is synthetic versus real hair for humidity?
It's completely different because human hair basically every time you wear it, it needs to be heat styled.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you see like so many terrible drag queens in expensive human hair wigs, but they don't know how to style it, so they just like wet it for like that wet hair look because they don't know how to style it.
No.
And then like when you also like wet it, there's like a trick to it. You have to put like a gel in it, like to keep it like looking wet. But a lot of them literally just wet it. So then 10 minutes later, it dries out and it gets frizzy. So like when you like look at like drag con photos of like a lot of these like drag queens wearing human hair that went for the wet look, most of the photos like they have like flat frizzy hair.
That doesn't make sense to me because it's like y'all have hair and y'all sell your own hair out of drag. Doesn't it like follow that how to?
Like, they love like the idea of like telling people like, oh, this my wig is human. And like they love to feel the fantasy of wearing like a human hair wig, except they don't know how to style it or take care of it. Like the only person, I mean, there are queens like that knows how to do it like really well, like Roxy and Drew and Plastic Tiara. Like first of all, their hair looks like it's growing out of them, and
yeah,
he style it every time. So even no matter how long it is, it's like flowing in the wind, like beautiful goddess. And then there are some queens who just like follow the trend of like whatever everyone else is doing, and then they have like this flat, ugly human hair wig that's like frizzy, trying to feel their fantasy. And I'm like, just wear a synthetic like styled wig, like you don't know what you're doing clearly.
It's so weird to me it's not weird to me to think about, but like I can't wrap my head around it. Where how long do wigs last when you like take care of them? Because they seem like such delicate things.
Synthetic wigs or human?
Either or.
They have completely different like maintenance things. But I mean, if you take care of your wigs, both can last forever. Like big sculpted like synthetic wigs. If you take care of it, you keep it in the hairnet. You keep like the head on there. Yeah, it can literally like last forever. And then you can always get it like freestyled too, where they like wash the hair, like brush it out, like reset the curls, restyle it. The same with human hair wigs too. Then you have to like condition it, wash it.
Yeah.
Like recolor.
Because when I just think of hair, I just think of like really delicate strands that can like break really easily. But then like a wig is like hair that is sewn through like a mesh thing. So it just like seems like, oh, wouldn't that break? So like, wouldn't that break and just not travel well? But I don't know. It's just
now when you travel with wigs, that's a different story. Traveling with like big sculpted synthetic wigs can only get you very far, unless like like Miss Cracker, she always looks pristine with her synthetic human hair wigs because she knows how to like style it and take care of it. And it just matter of your skill set, like some queens are just really good at hair and they know exactly how to take care of it. Some queens don't care. They'll wear it like a couple times and just get like a new wig made. Just keep getting new wigs made. Yeah,
all right.
It all depends on like, yeah, it all depends on the queen.
Yeah. What was this episode supposed to be about?
About us and our lives, the days of our lives.
Oh, that's right. No, but really.
Have you eaten anything cool this weekend?
Well, it's cool. Yes. I made. So I did over the weekend. I filmed a bunch of content for YouTube, and so I did a whole month's worth of long form videos on Sunday, which means I missed out on Detroit Pride. I wasn't able to go to Detroit Pride. I know.
John.
I know. First homophobic thing I've said today.
No, it's not the first homophobic thing you've said.
Today.
I
said today. Today. Sadly, I was not able to go.
It's really important to show up and show out at times like these, where we're being oppressed and eradicated by like the right wing. But
fun fact, I was at the first Detroit Pride as well as the second and third. So, and most of the subsequent ones after that. And then they kind of like, I'm not gonna spill tea on that organization right now.
But what's more important than just showing up the first time? Consistency.
True.
The battle for our community never ends, John.
It is everlasting and super tiring. That is very true.
I was in LA parade this weekend.
I saw, and Butter was in the car too. That was so cute.
Yeah, I was just gonna go by myself, but then I was like, you know what? Like, it's outside, and I'm gonna be in a car the entire time. Like, why don't I just bring Butter?
Yeah.
And I think Butter at the time of his life, he looked like he was like overly stimulated because there's so many people, there's so many like crowds, so many things to look at. So like when we got home that night, he like passed out like completely.
He looked like he was having so much fun though.
Yeah, Pride Parade is one of those things like initially I'm like, ugh, like it's the idea of it just because like I have to wake up so early and then I have to get ready. But then I
Yeah.
like think to myself like, it is such a privilege that I even get to like be in the parade.
Yeah.
And
It's
then once I
true.
actually get there and see everybody like cheering and screaming and like a lot of people telling me like, "Oh, this is like the first like parade I've ever been to. Like this is so cool." I think to myself, or like I think of myself like back when I was like 19 and I went to Chicago like Pride for the first time, like the parade, and then
Mm.
I saw so many people in the streets, and I was like, "Wow, like I'm not alone." As cheesy as it sounds, like there's so many people like who supports like my community and like who I am, and like that's like really reassuring. And I'm sure it was that way for like a lot of people like in the crowd or people like in the parade too.
It's true. I mean, I remember my friend Joe Posh, he actually was doing little like on his Instagram stories showing photos of like the first Detroit Pride, which again is probably like less than 10 years ago. And then like Detroit Pride now. And like the first Detroit Pride was like our Pride parade was like 2 blocks downtown off of the side. And there were people like power washing the sidewalks during the parade. Like they didn't stop anything or hold up anything in the city for Pride. And then he showed like some people, and then he showed some photos of like the Pride March now, and all of downtown was shut down. And people, like, there were tons and tons of people there, supporters of all kinds. It was super, super diverse, and it's beautiful. And the people, like, the crowds there were just so many people. It was so beautiful. Like the change happens over time, and it's super real, and it is super meaningful to a lot of people, especially a lot of the people that are there for the first time. So it's so easy, I guess, for us as like, old people, to like
Speak
be
for
a little.
yourself. Like, don't call me old.
You're old.
I'm just
You're
getting
old.
started. My life
You're just
has
getting
begun.
No. You're still of the you're a logo queen.
All right, Mister. You're about to be in the 40 age bracket.
I am about to be in the 40 age bracket. I tell people I'm 40 now. Damn.
I mean, you sure look it.
But yeah, it's easy for us to get jaded with the whole like pride, I guess.
I think because we're both like introverts, We're like, oh, yeah. Crowd.
It's true.
That's like our initial reaction to everything. Will there be crowd? Nah, I'm good.
But like Chicago was also my first experience being in a big city for Pride, and I still remember like the magic of it and how amazing that it was to see all those people. So yeah. But that is just a long way for us to say like I was not able to go this year because I had to work. But I did cook some really cool things. I made a bunch of ginger scallion oil for a video, and out of that I made ginger scallion noodles, and then I fried an egg in ginger scallion oil and swirled it around so that all of the ginger and the scallions fried into the egg. That was really good. What else did I make? It was kind of like a blur. Oh, I made a video where I taught people how to make 3 different kinds of pickles. Pickled mustard seeds, pickled red onions, super easy. Pickled red onions and quick pickled cucumbers. So one takes 5 minutes, one takes an hour, one is done overnight. It's delicious. And we did a Taylor Swift episode where in honor, because Taylor Swift was like in town that day or the day before for her concert. Do you know she makes $9 million a concert?
I believe it. I mean,
is
okay,
wild.
First of all, that girl sells out a stadium, and the tickets are like ridiculous price. And not to mention the merch on top of that.
Right?
And like these, like it's like $50 shirts and things like that, And most everybody buys one.
Yeah, I mean, girl can get it. I'm not saying that she doesn't.
I mean, like $9 million.
That's a 3-hour concert. 3-hour concert twice a week.
And she also wears like good outfits, but like
she does.
Her production value compared to like, let's say like Lady Gaga or Beyonce or something is like relatively low too, because people just want to see her with a guitar and just with a mic.
I actually saw a TikTok showing like this cool technology that they were using at the Taylor Swift concert. So do you know how all those people were wearing like bracelets with lights on them, and they were change color, and they would make like hearts out of people in the stadiums and stuff like that? But it's just like the bracelets were just reacting to like infrared kind of like flashlights off on the top of the stadiums going around. So like if these spotlights made of infrared light hits you with the bracelet at a certain angle, so it would just like project a shape onto you, and only the bracelets would react. It was super cool.
They know how to get your money making all these cool things.
They sure do. But anyways, her favorite food is chicken tenders. So I made a chicken tenders episode.
She would. She would. Her favorite food would be chicken tenders. And you know what? I bet her favorite lunch is a chicken salad. Like an actual, like, you know, not what she tells the media, but like what she would order for herself, like lunch every day.
Probably chicken tenders and a salad. Chicken tendies and a salad.
Oh, and for breakfast, probably eats like oatmeal or cereal.
I would say no. She's an overnight oats. She would eat overnight oats.
Oh yeah,
she's an overnight oats girl. But, I will say, like, if you're a person who tours a lot and you go to a lot of hotels, oftentimes some of the best chicken tenders you'll ever have in your life is from room service at a hotel. There is something about hotel room service chicken tenders that are so good. Better than like a burger. It hits their late night menu, room service late night menus, the chicken tenders, always good.
You know, chicken tender, they're one of those things like I'll eat it if it's there. But I've never actually ordered it myself ever.
I mean,
unless I'm at like Popeyes and I'm trying to order something like that I can eat without like using a lot of napkins.
Yeah. Try not to get your hands dirty too much.
Yeah. But I mean, I can see that. Because chicken tenders are like, because when I used to work at the hotel fine dining, our kitchen would take care of like the room service for like the hotel too, because it was like the only kitchen in the hotel.
Yeah.
And grilled cheese and chicken tenders were like the easiest things to make for like an overnight staff. So
yeah, and grilled cheeses hit pretty hard at a late night room service menu too.
You know, the thing with room service is, you know, like as soon as you like call for it, they'll tell you, oh, it'll be there in an hour.
Yeah,
you know, usually like minimum.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna wait for an hour or something,
you might as well go get something.
Get it on Postmates or something.
Right.
Because when you order like, I don't know. First of all, like everything in the room service menu is really expensive. Like a burger in average is like $30. Chicken tenders would be like $20. A pasta would be $30. Plus tip, room delivery, like room service fee.
Usually like $9 to $19.
Yeah, so that like $30 burger ends up becoming like $50 burger before tip.
Yeah, it's true.
And at that point, I was like, I could have just gotten Postmates like fast food for like $20. You know?
Yeah.
So I personally like don't offer room service a lot, but I know some hotels have amazing room service.
Yeah.
But I've just never found it to be like more convenient. Because then also they come into your room.
Oh no, I just take the tray. I was just like, it's fine. I already like cleared the table for myself. I get room service because if you book through like if you book your hotel through like American Express, like their platinum service or whatnot, if you do it through their website, you oftentimes get like $70. I can't remember. Some of them offer you like up to like $30 or $40 a day for complimentary spend on room service.
Oh.
Some of them go up to like $70. I remember this because I booked a room when I stayed at the Equinox. I booked through American Express, and I was like, I was doing the math on my phone. I was like, what can I order here every day for breakfast that won't go over the complimentary thing? And like, it was like a smoothie and an overnight oats bowl, which, you know, Equinox Hotel, they were both delicious. But like, you could also like have it scheduled to just like wait for you after you wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock. That was really nice. And I didn't really it was included.
I think my favorite room service story was I think it was Diplo.
What?
He was on Jesse Ware's podcast, and he was talking about how he gets like $2,000 like room service credit.
From who?
I don't know, but he apparently he doesn't have like time to like use it or whatever. So then when he goes to these hotels, he'll just get like caviar and just like take the caviar with him.
I would too. Damn, I would too.
I was like, that is some rich people stuff.
That is,
but also like, I appreciate him getting his money's worth, no matter how rich he is.
Right. Because like, I'd send it home overnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bring it on a plane, just like whip it out and say, you have some crackers.
That would be such a baller move to like be on the plane and open up your own tin of caviar. How would you explain that through security? Could you get caviar through security?
Maybe you might have issues if you're flying like overseas, but like domestic, they're not going to care.
Probably not.
It's not a liquid.
Not. True, but like I guess if you opened it, because it would just be a metal tin in the X-ray. Anyways,
also,
overthinking
I didn't realize it, but you can bring bottled water through TSA by freezing it.
Because it's not technically a liquid?
No, apparently you can totally do that.
Oh, because it just doesn't register in the X-ray as a liquid? Or what?
Yeah, well, I was like flying the other day, and just he was like, Mom, the bottled water's ready. And I was like, what is she talking about? And then she asked me like, oh, do you want water too? Like, I brought several. And I was like, sure. And she handed me like a full bottle of like Dasani that was like frozen. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how'd you get these through TSA? And I was like, if you freeze them, they're considered solids, not liquids. And I was like, this is a game changer.
That's a hack. Water is really expensive in there, unless you bring like your own like metal container, empty bottle of water, because they have a lot of water refill stations at airports now.
Yeah.
But
still, like if you don't want to carry the metal tin around.
Yeah. Nice. Good to know. Look at that. Look at us.
So that if you want to like, I don't know, bring like soup or whatever over domestic, freeze it.
Yeah. Oh, that would work.
Yeah.
Huh. What were we talking about? Oh, chicken tenders. This came from chicken tenders. This is what happens when we drink coffee before we record our podcast.
We have energy
and chaos.
Energy, pa.
I made chicken tender bao with Taylor Swift, and I topped it with all the pickles that we made. So there was like a turnaround or a reference to another video.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a steak with the Thai dipping sauce.
Which
I pronounce it properly.
There's more than one in Thai.
Yeah, I know. I pronounce it properly on the video, but I have since forgotten how to pronounce it.
Early stages of dementia?
No, it's just me. It's just me. Effective short-term memory.
Like crack sauce that people were calling it on TikTok?
Yes, but I don't like calling it that.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but
I find that to be a problematic name.
Just to give you an idea of what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's the fish sauce, lime, brown sugar, the toasted rice, toasted
bird's eye chili.
Bird's eye. I didn't put chilies in because I didn't have chilies, but I used chili flake.
You flicked out of the spice. That was stupid, but it worked.
It did work. So yeah, I did that, and then you just dipped I just dipped pieces of rare ribeye into it, and of course, my crew was super happy that they got steak for breakfast. And I did an herb salad. Putting fresh herbs into your salad is so good, and people need to do it more. Like, don't just put in don't just take your sad little spring mix and just like douse it with the salad, with your whatever dressing you have. Like, throw some parsley in there, throw some cilantro in there, throw some chives, aromatic, like leaves that taste and smell like stuff first. And I promise you, dill is so. I'm not really I don't use dill a lot, but I will put tons of it in a salad just because it adds like dimension to it before you even put in the salad dressing. And then you're just like, it's so, so good.
These 5 women I know once quoted, "Spice up your life."
And
But
who were
speaking
they?
of fish sauce, so actually growing up, our family's like favorite like dipping sauce for like steak or like pork belly and stuff is actually fish sauce too.
Yeah.
Like crispy like pork belly like that we'll grill. We would just like dip it in the fish sauce and then eat it with like raw garlic. Or same with like steak too. Just dip it in fish sauce and it's chef's kiss.
Slightly connected to that. When I was younger, we used to like dip crispy fried pork belly or crispy roasted pork belly with the skin in sugar. Yeah. That was just my thing.
No, that sounds good. I mean, sugar like that like gives that like caramelization.
Yeah. It's a weird, but it was almost like a sweet bacon type sensation. But what were you gonna say before?
Oh, I said speaking of fish sauce and meat, I went to a Thai barbecue pop up this weekend. At this place called IRA Thai. Apparently, they've won like James Beard awards and things. And it's actually right next to like LAX airport. I was like, oh, I didn't know there was like this hidden gem here about one of my friends who's Thai. She knows like all like the cool like Thai like restaurant things like popping up like all around LA.
Yeah.
And the pop up was in collaboration with this celebrity chef named Adam Perry Lang, who's famous for.
I've heard of this person. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess his barbecue is like so good to the point where he's like personal barbecue chef for Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah, when we got there was like a long line of people like waiting. And then he had like these like giant barbecue. I don't know what do you call them. They're like these like giant smoker barbecue machine things. That was like in the back of the restaurant in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And he was like showing us, and he was like, he had whole barramundi stuffed with Thai curry custard, giant things of tuna collar, beef short ribs, and then like the whole thing of like pork. And I guess like the meat had like a fish sauce and like lime like marinade. And then he like took like the hunk of pork and then he just like went in with the tongue and it just like all crumbled apart into like little like shredded pulled pork. And you could tell that he genuinely loves like feeding people because he was cutting like huge chunks of like the beef meat and then he was just like passing out to people like waiting in line. He's like, if you haven't tried a meat, come get one right now. And he was like personally like hand feeding them to people. I was like, this is a guy like, who's like doing this because he loves like feeding people, you know?
Yeah.
And then from the restaurant side, they were making like fresh papaya salad, and they're making it like spicy and briny with like tomatoes and like peanuts and all that good stuff. And then when you order, they'll put like a ton of like jasmine rice, different like Thai sauces, like dipping sauce, the choice of your meat, and like papaya salad, and then ton of like lettuce and like aromatics like cilantro, holy basil, parsley. So then you can make like a little like lettuce wrap.
Oh, and this is by the airport?
Yeah. The pop-up was only for like the weekend, but the restaurant is like open. Oh. But apparently their like regular menu is great too. When I say, ooh, this is like one of like the best barbecue I've ever had. It's one of the best barbecue I've ever had. Because first, like the fish sauce marinade, really changed the game. Because it really like cut through the rich meat really well, and then you dip it in like the additional fish sauce, and then you take like the crisp like lettuces they give you. You put a little bit of rice on there. You put like the juicy fish sauce marinated meat on top. And then you put in a little bit of like that salty, briny, acidic like papaya salad on there. and then you top it with like all the different herbs, and then like you bite into the crunch lettuce wrap, and then first you get like the freshness from the herbs, and then like the juicy meat like just like falling apart in your mouth. And also the barramundi was so juicy as hell. Like the meat was like so juicy to the point it almost felt like it was like pudding, like fish pudding. Like it was like so soft and juicy.
Fish pudding, but a good thing.
And then the skin was like crisp, and then inside like the Thai curry custard was like creamy, with just like subtle notes of like green curry. And then it was inside of it would also like stuffed with a lot of cilantro and like dill too.
You're getting this is turning into a sexy audiobook.
And then the tuna collar. Anyone that's never had tuna collar before, it's like grilled tuna, but like the flavor tastes so much more concentrated.
Was it the whole one?
Yeah.
I've got like 2 of them in my freezer right now. They're huge. God. They look like boomerangs.
How are you gonna cook them?
Well, they're frozen. We go to LA in a couple days, so I can't do it soon. So when I get back, I'm going to try roasting one of them, and then I'm going to try roasting one in my pizza oven.
Okay.
Just do like a really, really super flash.
Yo, John is coming to LA, and he's not even going to see me this time.
I'm going to see you on Monday.
You are?
Yeah, I'm staying at your house.
You are?
From Monday to Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. I'm only going to see you for one day, though, unfortunately.
I guess.
I know. But a week after that, I'll see you for a whole week.
Friends with like famous people, you know, they just don't have time for you anymore.
I'm going to see you for a full week. I'm staying at your house for a full week at the end of the month.
Minor details.
We're going to take a break. Hi, welcome back. This is the second half of our recording of the podcast. It is called One for the Table, with the number one for the table. And yeah, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We have an Instagram page with the same name. We post like food pics on there. Food pics, not feet pics. Basically what the podcast is about, we just get together and we talk about food, and that is it. And now that I figured out how to incorporate doing a TikTok live into our recording of the podcast, I thought, it would be fun to include y'all to come and go, maybe ask us some questions as you please. Yeah. When I look down, I'm looking at my phone screen. So that is me reading and looking at the live feed. So
cool.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
I'm kidding. I kid.
Miss Shumai says, my faves. Hi. And
Miss Shumai, she's the brilliant drag queen who did that Shen Yun look. Have you seen it?
Oh, yes. Are you serious? That is amazing. I am a fan. Holy crap. That was brilliant. Yeah. If she's still there, love you.
Literally, like, I don't think I've ever, like, recovered from that look.
So cool. Wait, can you see it? Can you see it on your phone right now? Can you see the same? Do you see the same chat on your phone?
I don't have, like, it on my phone right now because it's recharging.
Oh, your phone always do be dying.
Something about like when you buy like an iPhone cord, and if it's not like an official like iPhone cord, it either charges super slow or it stops working after using it twice. Why is that?
I buy very specific cords. Well, by the next iPhone, it's not going to matter because they're all going to be USB-C come the next one. But I buy either not iPhone cords, but Anchor, Ankar. They aren't that much cheaper, but they're generally like nicer quality, and they do a pretty good job of lasting through. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
My answer. Like if you keep buying like the dollar cords on Amazon, then yeah, they're only gonna last.
I'm not buying dollar cords on Amazon, John Kong.
I mean, you know, I don't know your life. I know times have been tough, Kim, for you.
For who?
It's for you.
I'm not the one who's reaching 40 and is way past my prime.
I am not way past my prime. I am only slightly past my prime. Thank you very much.
You're like that ground beef that's like, you know, still red in the inside, but like gray on the outside. And you think to yourself, like, is it still good to cook? And then you cut it open and the inside is still red. And you're like, all right, I guess I'll just like...
Not struggle burger. Oh, okay. Fine. I see how it is. I'm not going to have any problems taking the love of your child away from you next time I visit. I'm just going to...
Yeah, well...
shower.
He has no loyalty anyway.
He does not. That is my favorite quality about him. We should actually get started on the podcast, though.
Oh, we've been started.
Oh, we've been started? You didn't even say welcome back, bitch.
I didn't say welcome back. Welcome back earlier.
I wasn't recording then.
Oh, well, welcome back. Anyways.
You know, back to barbecue. My favorite compliment about the podcast was like that backhanded one that said like, oh, they keep it fresh by changing up their structure every episode. Really, we just like are chaotic and don't have a plan.
Oh, that's not true. I have a plan.
You do?
Yeah.
You want to tell me what it is?
By keeping it fresh and new.
Okay. Back to barbecue.
John Kong, when will you learn?
I never will. That's the best thing about me.
Anyways, well, if we're talking barbecue, we can't not talk about K-barbecue.
We cannot.
Okay, so I love American barbecue too, and I crave it every now and then. But like generally, American barbecue is pretty rich. Like the accoutrements and the side dishes are all very good, you know, like cornbread, collard greens, mac and cheese, baked beans.
That's soul food and southern food, not necessarily barbecue.
But aside from coleslaw,
yeah,
I feel like American barbecue in general doesn't really have enough of like an acidic component for me.
Yeah. Well, there are tangy barbecue sauces,
but that's still like really, not enough to
yeah.
You know, for me, like I want like that crisp sourness to like cut through the meat. You know.
Just a little segue. I was at my friend's restaurant. I think over the weekend on Friday. The restaurant's called Mabel Gray in Highland Park in Michigan. And I was thinking, like they do like his take on like Michigan food, but the chef's name is James Regato, and he loves like sour things. Like he loves sour beer and everything like that. And every dish that he had, it was like Michigan food, but every component had a sour element to it, had like a tangy, crisp freshness over rich stuff. So, and I was just thinking as I was eating this course out menu, like, oh my God, Kim would love this place. So I'll take you there next time you visit, because he likes, like, there was always one part ever, whether it was like he did like a venison, he did like a rich venison that was slow cooked, but then there was like a tart cherry sauce on it and stuff like that. Because I know like you need that tangy counterbalance. So
you know, I love
all
my
the time.
Salt, heat, fat, acid.
And acid, yes, you do. I don't mind piling on the rich on rich, as long as it's just like, if I know that is what I'm going for, like I don't really mind not having that for like one meal. It's nice to have that counterbalance, but otherwise, like, you know. Yeah.
For me, like rich, it's good like while it's going down, but then afterwards I feel like so like full and gross, you know?
Yeah. But that's part of the experience.
I suppose.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know enough about, like, I experience a lot of American barbecue, but I know there's so many different kinds. And I'm a little ignorant as to like the differences because I know like Carolinas have a barbecue, then there's Texas, then I'm sure like you have like I'm sure like, you know, Louisiana, Creole, they probably have all their own versions. I mean like South Africa is like they have the braai. They have their style of barbecue. Australians do. Hong Kong barbecue, which I guess is that just are we just talking about like grilled meat when we say barbecue now?
I don't know. I mean, what does barbecue even mean to you?
What does barbecue mean to me? I guess for me, it's just like gathering in grills and outside, which would actually take Hong Kong out of the running for that because Hong Kong barbecue is not outside.
I mean, Hong Kong barbecue is delicious, though.
Hong Kong barbecue is so good. Oh my god!
There's this place in Chicago called Sinwa. It's like my favorite place to go, and it's probably like the cheapest place you can get like a Peking duck. But then and obviously Peking duck is their specialty. But my favorite part is their crispy pork.
Oh,
you know that Hong Kong barbecue pork where the outside skin is super super crispy, but then the meat, the pork belly meat in the middle,
just like
almost
flows with juice. It's
almost
so
like
good.
Custard.
Yes.
So like soft and juicy and succulent, overflowing with juice. They serve it over like a bed of rice with this like sweet soy sauce, and then like a couple of like gailan and like half of like salted egg.
And there's always like that. I love the quintessential like two stalks of gailan that is served with everything. But yeah, that actually, when you were saying that is the thing that we actually like will dip into like a small thing of sugar and eat with the sugar. That's the piece of pork that we will dip in it. It's so good. It's so good.
It is so good. Oh my god, I haven't had it. And you have to go to a place that does it really well, and also you have to get it fresh.
Yeah,
because sometimes it's been like sitting in the counter for like a while. Like you want to go to a place where they sell a lot of it, so they're constantly like cutting up and making new batch,
and not like sitting in the counter, but like hanging on the hook.
Yes, hanging on the hook. Yeah, absolutely,
hanging on the hook. They also do like roast goose at the Hong Kong barbecue place. Always really really good too because they do that soybean sauce that's delicious.
And like the skin is like crisp and the meat is so juicy. And something about those places, their rice, it's just like a simple jasmine rice, but they're always extra fragrant somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
They do to make it extra fragrant.
I think they might. I don't know. If you told me that they mixed a little bit of like the fat from the pork of the stuff, or like just a little bit, because they always like drench it in the sauce of the meat too. Like whatever. If you're getting like a tassu, like the Hong Kong barbecue pork and stuff, like you're always asking for that extra honey sweet glaze sauce on top of that rice because it's just so good.
Oh my god! So when I lived in Chicago, I would go to like Sinwa for lunch at least once a week, and for lunch, you can get like their like rice plate, and you can like choose 3 meats from like the Hong Kong barbecue. So I always get barbecue pork, roast pork, and roast duck.
That's so.
And
good.
so you get like a little bit of like everything, and then they obviously cut up the meat fresh, and then they pile on top of the rice. So all that meat like juice like soaks into the rice, and then when they splash the like sweet soy sauce in it, that combined with the meat juice, I want it.
She went,
And there's a place like in LA that serve it, but I have to drive like 30 minutes out of the way.
To where like
in Chicago, I live like 2 blocks away from it.
What area that in LA?
SGV, San Gabriel Valley, where all the good Chinese food is.
Yeah. But well, Korean barbecue is also iconic, and was probably like, as a child, it was one of my favorite places to go because not only was it delicious, but it was also like super interactive. People got to eat what they want. Like it very much, like Korean barbecue was like not the antithesis, but was like the opposite of like hot pot in my mind, where it's like everybody loves it because everybody gets what they want and everybody got to do like what they wanted with it. It was also like my first experience with Korean food in general. And probably a lot of people's first experience with like Korean food
around the world.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of people, when they say Korea, they just think, oh, K barbecue.
K barbecue.
Like for my birthday one year, when we went on a trip, I was like, oh, I'll bring K barbecue for everyone. And I was just gonna, like get the meats, like in the rice. And one of my friends asked me, oh, like what are the side dishes? And I'm like, I was just gonna do K barbecue. But then I realized, for these people, K barbecue means like they think like the side, like those Korean side dishes you get at restaurants are all like part of like K barbecue.
The panchan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't realize that it's like just with everything, and that's like a separate thing on its own. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not wrong because like for every place they would have it, but it's like not just, but like the association with panchan with K barbecue as opposed to like that it's its own separate thing that's served with everything.
Mm-hmm. And in Korea, a lot of times, like, like we do like K barbecue, like in the mountains or like by like the rivers or like the beach. And when we do those things, we generally wouldn't like have side dish. Maybe like we'll have kimchi at the most, but it's all about the meat and like the sauces,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the sauces that you get to make yourself too.
Mm-hmm. And also, people don't realize K barbecue is so much cheaper to do it at home. I mean, still support the Korean restaurants and the businesses.
Yeah.
But generally, if you go to any of the Korean grocery store, you can get a K barbecue grill and like a pan, like to grill it on, for usually less than $30. You can get like a whole like gas stove thing for like $15, and like the pan that goes on top is usually like $10 to $15.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go over to the meat section and you buy whatever custom meat you want, thinly shaved, like brisket, pork belly, bulgogi, whatever you name it. And then they'll also have like all the condiments and stuff, like there too, like samjang, raw garlic, like green onions that are like shaved. So you should try it at home.
That would be such a good idea to do camping.
Yeah.
Because you already are gonna. It's like the K barbecue plate that you use for K barbecue is already on what you're supposed to use on the camping stove.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you just like brought a cooler of all the K barbecue stuff and like just had a bunch of those pastes? Oh my god, that sounds like that's how you camp. Korean barbecue while camping. Hell yes.
And you always end the meal with ramen.
Ramen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. If my book does well, which pre-order my book if you haven't already. Link in bio. Thank you very much. Love you all. And I get to like write another one. I do want to like write this book out. Go to like a cabin somewhere and just do all the writing first off. I'm going to bring all the stuff for K barbecue so I can eat it by myself in the woods while I write my next cookbook. Wait, I'm actually looking up to see if they have like induction K barbecue plates. Because if they do, then I'm going to get one, and then that would.
I'm sure they do. And also nowadays, you can also get like electronic like K barbecue grills at home. You just like plug it in and use.
Oh, yes.
And also, they even have ones where hot pot is like built into the center of it, so you can grill the ingredients on the side, and then you can like do hot pot in the middle.
Oh my god, there's one I'm looking at Amazon right now. There's one that is like a K barbecue pan, but then there's a ring around it so that you can crack eggs into the space around it and make like a little omelet around the meat that you do. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, look at all of this stuff.
Asians, when it comes to like eating out, we don't mess around.
And eating in too, damn it. And like literally like we are the kings of like, we'll do it ourselves. We'll do this. We got rice at home.
But if you don't know what you're doing, just go to the restaurants,
Oh, and of course, yeah, you can go do it at home.
If you're having like 2 or more people, maybe like 4, 6, whatever, it is pretty cheap to do it at home. So you should try it. It's fun. And actually, cleanup is like rather minimal.
Yeah, because like you're not really cooking anything except that's what's on the table. It's a good idea.
And make sure you always put like a little bowl down where like the grease is supposed to drip out. A lot of people don't know that for some reason. It's just like one of those like common sense things, but people don't like realize it till like it's actually happening, you know?
And then all the grease is just like collecting on the plate. Yeah.
No, like collecting like on the like dripping on the table or something.
Yeah.
And aside from that, have you ever had also the Vietnamese style barbecue is really fun too?
I've never had that, I don't think. Or if I have had that, then I don't know.
At least I don't know if it's like an authentically Vietnamese like thing. I can't speak on it, but then you grill the meat, and then after you grill the meat, you put it in a spring roll, like fresh spring roll.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Dip the spring roll like skin like in the water, put it on a plate, and then put like rice noodles, veggies, aromatics, and then like the grilled meat on top, and then you wrap it up and eat it fresh.
Probably a lot of herbs too, huh?
You load up on the veggies.
Very nice. Very nice.
It is yummy. Num 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 num. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I was just thinking. I was getting hungry. I'm just hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Yeah, but
it's about to go down.
Yeah. What are you having?
I want to make hayashi rice.
What's that?
Hayashi rice?
Yeah.
So, you know, like the Japanese curry?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me show you a packet. Here.
Okay. Oh, I can see butter. Hi, puppy. I saw butter behind you. Oh, you haven't put your headphones on yet.
So
I saw butter behind you. You're so cute. Wait, so what is... Oh, so it's like a box of rice? Yeah.
No. So you know like how you get like those Japanese like rice, like curry cubes?
Yeah.
So similar idea, but instead of curry, this is like a beef gravy.
What?
They also call it like high rice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like rich and like it has like a little hint of sweetness and like beefy flavor. So you basically like cook beef and onion, and then you boil it in water, and then you add these cubes, and you have delicious hayashi rice. Have you never
based
had
on the
hayashi
picture?
Rice?
No, I will try it when I'm over there.
I think you'll
based
really
on the
like
picture
it.
though. Do you use like shaved beef? It looks like shaved beef on the box.
You can use any beef. You can use like cubes or shaved.
Oh, very nice.
I mean, whatever you want.
I'll give it a try.
It's also delicious if you add mushrooms to these.
Yeah, and I love the brand SMB.
And also, it's delicious if you make like omurice and then put this at the top as a sauce.
Is that what they use for the? Is that what they use for the omelet? Is that the sauce that they use? Oh, okay. I did not know you can just get that out of the box.
Yeah, it's called hayashi rice.
Okay, cool. I will try it.
Try it. You won't regret, see.
Mm.
Oh my God, I'm super hungry now.
Okay, well, I think that is our... I think that's time.
You know, you call the time. It is your podcast.
It is also
make the rules. If you want to be done, we can be done. And even if we're done early, it's okay because we're keeping the format new and fresh.
All right. Well, I guess that is our show. Actually, we should like open it up to questions the next time for chat, if that ever happens.
We've been asking people to submit questions, and no one submits questions, which means either no one is listening or no one has any questions for us.
We're just shouting.
But either way, follow us on our podcast Instagram. 1 for the table. That is number 1, and then for the table. Pre-order Jong Kong's book because it'll be really embarrassing if this book doesn't sell.
It would be. It really would be.
And that's our podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. If you like what you hear, share this podcast. And don't be a hater, because we don't like haters.
Bye.